Coming into this, I was a little bit nervous, like anybody is, but after you go into the state and get into it, you're very calm. You're very calm, you're at peace, you imagine white light over your body, so you do feel these deep feelings of sorrow, but afterward you feel resolve and love and happiness and peace and those things. I went into this wanting to just expand kind of my thoughts of who I was and my identity. I was fearful of a lot of things. I deal with anxiety and depression, so I kind of wanted to come in and kind of get more understanding of how my mind works. So I asked my subconscious why I've been kind of a loner my whole life and kind of on my own, doing my own thing, and not a lot of people get me on a mental level. So I was kind of asking the universe why that is and how I can kind of break past that now. I found that fear is kind of the form of my anxiety, and when I fear things, it really feeds into that, fans the flames of that. So when I take fear out of the equation, it's almost like there was nothing to be anxious about. Outward appearances were really important to my past life. My parents were of a very, very high status, very, very wealthy. So I was surrounded by beautiful people, beautiful things, beautiful clothes, very detail-oriented, very just outward appearances were very important. And I had a skin condition. I had burnt myself with water, and due to that, I shut myself away from the world. I thought my parents thought I was ugly. I thought my lovers thought I was ugly. I thought that everybody I came into contact with thought I was ugly. And to a point where I would drive around in the back of a car and just look at the world around me, and it would make me feel even worse, honestly, because I couldn't be out there, but I could have been out there, but I feared what the world would do to me if I were to be out in the world, seen by everybody as this beast in my head. And those are all constructs that I made up in my head in that past life. Whereas now, I deal with certain similar things. I am queer, and I walk, so I'm kind of a loner and an outsider, but I wear my heart on my sleeve in this life, and I really try to be outwardly open about who I am and what I would like to wear, and I'm very an open book. One of my soulmates was my boyfriend currently, and he was a servant in my past life. He would drive me around. He was the only person who truly knew me in that past life. He would always listen. Not a man of many words, which is very similar to right now. There was also my dog, was a adopted child of mine. I had my sister in this life was my lover in a past life, and I protected her, and I truly felt true love for her and felt those emotions while I was sitting as well. So as I went through each soulmate, I could feel those emotions within me and channeling through me. So I saw her, and my mother was one of my adopted kids as well. My father in the past life was my dad's mother, and my teachers were one of my coworkers and one of my childhood friends. So it was more of their energies that were there and telling me that they were there, rather than saying their actual names at me, you know. I was a little bit anxious that maybe I had done something very bad, and I did in the past life. So I had hurt someone very close to me, and due to that, I did kill myself in that past life because I was so stricken with what I did. And I carried a lot of that guilt the whole time, and guilt for being obscene and guilt for being the beast in the situation. And that compounded throughout. So right now, I feel really sound of mind. I really know who I am in this life. I am very confident in who I am. I'm less fearful in the decisions I make, even if they're small decisions. You just have that sort of welled up fear inside, and I'm trying to just take that feeling, recognize it now, and accept that it's there, and accept that it's just fear, and then put that away. And so in the beginning, before this, I meditate, and I'm kind of open with my head as well. So I still get a little bit nervous on certain things because I'm a human being. But now I'm a little bit more mindful of like where the context comes from, and taking those relationships that I had in that life and putting it into this life. And I get a little bit more context, like maybe me and my dad butt heads a little bit, but we were fighting over a girl in that past life, you know? And so he likes to push my buttons a little bit, but now I know, okay, so that's just him being a little bit mischievous, like a little competitiveness, you know? So that's kind of what I've brought back as well.